Hey there, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that a judge will determine credibility. So it's very important that you know this information because when you have to represent yourself against that narcissist, even the covert narcissist, you want to feel confident, you want to feel prepared, and you want to feel adequate. And so it's important to know this information because that's going to help you to reduce some of those feelings of just feeling overwhelmed, anxious, inferior, or inadequate. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. Now, I have my handy dandy outline here to help me stay on track, so I hope you don't mind, okay? So before we go any further, I want to just share a quick story. Like, what gave me the inspiration for this video? Well, I was in trial with a client, and I actually experienced this quite a few times as an attorney, as a family law attorney, where I would be in trial and I'm doing my cross-examination, and this just happened to me actually recently, where I was in trial and I was doing a cross-examination of this the opposing party, who I can't label as a narcissist, but displayed a lot of those characteristics of a narcissist. And my client slides me a note and she's just upset. She's like, he's lying. That's not true. He's lying. He's lying. And what I had to tell her was that I understand how frustrating it is, but unfortunately, we cannot control how the judge perceives his testimony. The only thing that we can do is present our case and make sure that we remain credible and our side is not attacked for or impeached for credibility, but we can't really control the other side. And I know this is a very frustrating thing. I mean, I read the comments in the Facebook groups, and this is one of the main things that really frustrate most people who are representing themselves pro se. What do I do when the person's just lying, right? What do I do? Well, you can't control that person, but what you can do is make sure you understand what the judge looks for to determine credibility and make sure that you do those things so that the judge can find you to be credible. All right. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to go and go over the 3 ways now. So the first one is consistency with prior statements. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is your statement that you're giving in court today consistent with a prior statement? So typically that prior statement would be like an answer to interrogatory, or maybe this is the merits hearing and you had a pendente lite hearing where you gave a statement. And so did your statement that you gave during the PL hearing or the pendente lite hearing, is that the same statement that you're giving today? Or did you give different conflicting statements? And so a lot of times, say for example, if my client understand, the other attorney will cross-examine my client. It's actually just happened in the recent case that I had. She wasn't able to impeach her because my client's testimony was the same. But what she attempted to do was try to make it seem like my client had a different answer to certain questions during the PL hearing than she did currently when she was on the stand. So that's an example of just being consistent with a prior statement. The next way, another way that the court can determine credibility is through corroboration, right? So say for example, if you say, I've been the one that was the primary caretaker for the child. Well, does your testimony, is that corroborated by other testimony, other witness testimony, other evidence? So that's the second way. The third way is confidence and composure. And this is the one that the narcissist, they are great at faking the confidence or just coming off as like overly confident. And they have an ability, and I'm not going to lie to you, they do have an ability to charm court officials. They come off as confident. They know how to keep their composure. Meanwhile, a lot of courts, a lot of judges don't understand the effects of narcissistic abuse. And so, say for example, you may be testifying and maybe you're not coming off as confident. Maybe you're not giving eye contact. Maybe you're not looking at the judge, or maybe the tone of your voice is like nervous, right? And so I'll be honest with you, that is something that the judge considers as far as determining whether or not a person is credible. So I know you may be thinking, well, what do I do? Because it's not my fault. Like, why does the judge not understand that just because a person may sound nervous, or just because a person is not looking the judge in the eye, looking the attorney in the eye, that doesn't mean that person is lying. It could be due to their trauma. Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I have a solution for you. So soon, okay? I don't want to give you a false date, but soon. I'm actually actively working on this behind the scenes. I'm going to be putting together like a boot camp. I don't know if I want to do it monthly or bi-weekly, but a boot camp where I'm going to create a small, intimate community, and I know the introverts out there are going to love this. Small, intimate community where we will do online live boot camp trials. It's like basically think of it as like trial skills boot camp, where you'll learn how to do a cross examination, you'll learn how to do a direct examination, you'll learn how to give an opening statement, and it's going to make you to feel a little bit more confident and reduce some of those feelings of anxiety. Okay, because I know what that's like. I understand this from not only professional, but also personal. I've also had my own personal experiences before I became a family law attorney with the family court system. So that makes me a little bit different from some of the other attorneys out there. So I get it. I definitely get it. If you are interested in that, let me know by hitting the like button. Also, let me know in the comment section and say interested. And also send an email to nasheia@gmail.com so that I know that you're interested and I can add you to my waiting list. Okay. So you'll be the first to know when the boot camps will go live. Okay. And before I let you go, let me make sure that I went over everything on my outline because you all, I'm so busy. I tried to pretend like I didn't need to use this outline. I'm like, well, I don't want people thinking I'm using my outline. And then I had to realize, Nasheia, let's be honest, you have a lot going on. So use your computer, use your outline. They won't mind. They're just here for the information. If that's true, let me know in the comment section. Okay, make me feel a little bit better about that. Okay. But let's see. Quick recap. So quick recap. Number one, consistency with prior statements. Number two, corroboration. Number three, confidence and composure. Now that you've learned these three ways that a judge determines credibility, hopefully you feel more confident and less anxious. And until next time, remember you do not have to walk this journey alone. Let me hold your hand and walk with you. Until next time, be blessed and take care.